It's late now, isn't it? The house is quiet. The world outside has settled into darkness, and here you are, in this small pocket of stillness. Perhaps you're lying down. Perhaps your eyes are already closed. That's good. There's nowhere you need to be right now. Nothing you need to do. Just this moment. Just this quiet. The day is done. Whatever happened today, whatever you carried through the hours, you can set it down now. You can let it rest. Because night has come, and night is for resting. Night is for being still. Tonight, I want to talk with you about something simple. Something so familiar that we often forget to see it. I want to talk about home. Not the idea of home. Not the perfect home you see in magazines or imagine in your mind. Just home. The real home. The place you return to. The walls that know you. The rooms that hold your life. You don't need to think too hard about this. You don't need to do anything at all. Just listen. Just rest. Let the words come to you like a gentle stream, and if you drift away into sleep, that's perfectly fine. That's exactly where you're meant to go. There's no test at the end of this. No lesson you need to remember. Just thoughts. Just reflections. Just a voice in the darkness, speaking softly about the place we all need. Home. Such a small word for something so large. For letters that contain everything. Safety and memory. Love and loss. Beginning and return. Everything we've been and everything we are lives somewhere in that word. In that feeling. In that place. So settle in. Get comfortable. Let your body relax into whatever surface is holding you. Let your breathing slow down, soften, become easy and natural. And let's think together about home. About what it means. About what it's given us. About why it matters so much, even when we take it for granted. Let's begin. Do you remember the first home you ever knew? Not the address. Not the details. Just the feeling of it. The sense of it. The way it existed in your child's mind as the entire world. Maybe you can picture it right now. The color of a wall. The shape of a doorway. The way the light came through a certain window at a certain time of day. Maybe you can almost hear the sounds. Footsteps in another room. A door closing. Voices. The particular quiet that belonged only to that place. We all began somewhere. In some room, in some town, in some small corner of the world. And we didn't know then that we were building memories. We didn't know that years later, decades later, we'd close our eyes and still be able to feel the texture of a blanket, or the coolness of a floor beneath bare feet, or the way a door sounded when it closed. We didn't know we were storing these things away. But we were. The house was teaching us what home means, even before we had words for it. That first home. It's still with you, isn't it? Even if you haven't seen it in 50 years. Even if it's been torn down or changed beyond recognition. Even if you can't quite remember all the details anymore. It's still there, somewhere inside you. The foundation of every home that came after. The template. The original knowing of what it means to belong somewhere. Time has moved since then. So much time. The years have carried you forward, through so many rooms, so many doorways, so many places you've called home. Some you left behind willingly, excited to move on to something new. Some you left with sadness, looking back, wishing you could stay. Some you barely remember now, just brief stops on a longer journey. And some you carry with you still, in ways you cannot explain. In ways that surprise you when a memory surfaces unexpectedly. When you were young, home was simply where you were. You didn't question it. You didn't analyze it. It was the world itself. The kitchen was the whole universe. The backyard was everything beyond. You didn't know that home was something you could lose, or leave, or long for. You didn't know that someday you'd feel homesick. That you'd ache for a place that no longer existed, or existed only in memory. But childhood ended, the way childhood does. And one day you realized that home was not just a given thing. It was something fragile. Something temporary. Something you might have to leave. Then you grew. You changed. Home changed too. Maybe you left for school. That first time away. That first night in a strange bed, in a strange room, in a building full of strangers. And you realized, perhaps for the first time, what home had been giving you all along. You realized how much you'd taken for granted. The comfort, the familiarity, the sense of being known, being held, being safe without even thinking about it. Or maybe you left for work, following opportunity, following necessity, moving to a new city, a new state, maybe even a new country, packing up your life and carrying it somewhere else, building a new home from scratch, learning new streets, new sounds, new rhythms. It was exciting, maybe, but it was also hard, because part of you stayed behind. Part of you remained in that other home, the one you left. Or maybe you left for love. You met someone who changed everything, and suddenly home became wherever they were. You built a new home together. Two lives merging, two sets of belongings, two ways of doing things becoming one. Learning to share space, share mornings, share the quiet evening hours, creating something new that belonged to both of you. The years moved faster then, didn't they? One home became another. One city, another city. One life, then another version of that life. You learned that home wasn't just a place. It was a feeling, a sense of safety, of recognition, of being known, of being able to be completely yourself, without pretense, without performance. And maybe there were times when you had no home, times when you were between places, times when you stayed with others, or in temporary spaces, or moved so often you never quite settled. And those times taught you something too. They taught you that home is not something to take for granted. That having a place, any place, to call your own is a gift, a necessity, something fundamental to being human. And now, here you are, all these years later, in whatever home you're in tonight, and it holds everything. All the time that brought you here, all the people who shared rooms with you, all the quiet mornings and long evenings, all the ordinary days that made up a life, all the versions of yourself you've been, all the ways you've changed and stayed the same, your life, all of it, held in this place. Time has brought you here, through all those other homes, through all those years. And this is where you are now. This is the home that knows you today. This is the place that holds your present life, your current self. And that matters. That means something. Even if this home isn't perfect, even if it's not the home you dreamed of, it's yours. It's real. It's here. And so are you. There is something about the ordinary moments in a home that we don't appreciate until much later. The daily things, the small things, the things we took for granted because they were always there, because they seemed too simple to matter, too routine to notice. But they mattered. They noticed us even when we didn't notice them. The way the morning light comes through a window. You've seen it 1,000 times, 10,000 times. It happens every morning, this slow arrival of light. And yet, on some mornings, when you're awake early and the house is still sleeping, you notice it. Really notice it. The way it touches the floor. The way it illuminates dust particles, making them visible, showing you these tiny specks floating through the air like stars, like snow, like proof that everything is always in motion even when it seems still. The way it makes everything feel clean and new, even though nothing has changed. The furniture is the same. The walls are the same. But the light transforms it all, makes it sacred somehow, makes it feel like a blessing you didn't know you'd received. Or the sound of the kettle, that familiar whistle or click. You've heard it so many times you don't even register it anymore. But it's the sound of morning, the sound of beginning, the sound that says, life is continuing. Another day is starting. And there's something deeply comforting in that, in the reliability of it, in knowing that this small ritual will be there, day after day, constant and sure. The creak of a stair, The one step that always makes noise when you walk on it. You know exactly which one it is. You could find it in the dark. You've learned to step over it when you're trying to be quiet, or you've learned to accept it, to let it announce your presence. Either way, it's part of home. Part of the language this place speaks. A word in the vocabulary of your daily life. The click of a door. The way it sounds when it closes. Different from every other door you've ever heard. This one has its own voice. Its own personality. And you know it. You'd recognize it anywhere. These sounds are the rhythm of home. They are the quiet music that plays beneath everything else. The soundtrack to your life. You don't listen for them. But they're there. Always there. Constant as breathing. And when you're far away, when you're somewhere else, lying in a hotel bed or visiting someone else's house, it's these sounds you miss. Not the grand things. Not the impressive things. The small things. The familiar things. The sounds that tell you where you are. That tell you you're home. Do you remember making breakfast in the same kitchen, year after year? Reaching for the same cup. The one you always use. The one that fits your hand just right. Standing in the same spot. Doing the same movements. It felt like nothing at the time. Just another morning. Just another day. Just the routine you had to get through before the real day began. But it was your life. It was the life you built, one small moment at a time. One cup of coffee. One slice of toast. One quiet moment before the world demanded your attention. These weren't the dramatic moments. Weren't the moments anyone would write about or remember. But they were real. They were yours. And they added up to something. To everything. There's a chair you always sat in. You might be thinking of it right now. That chair. The one that became yours without anyone saying so. Without any formal agreement. It just happened. You sat there once, twice, a dozen times, and eventually everyone knew. That's your chair. That's where you sit. And even when you weren't in it, it waited for you. It held the shape of you. The weight of you. All the evenings you spent there, reading, or watching, or just sitting, just being. Or a corner of the couch that became yours. The spot where you curled up. Where you fit just right. Where the cushions knew you. Where you felt most comfortable. Most at home. Or a side of the bed that knows your shape. The way you sleep. The way you turn. The indent you've made over months and years of sleeping in the same position. This side is yours. The other side is different. It belongs to someone else, or it remains empty. But either way, your side is yours. Your territory. Your small piece of the world where you rest. These things seem so simple. So unremarkable. But they are the evidence of your existence. They say, you were here. You are here. You belong. You have a place. You have a spot that's yours. And in a world that's so vast and impersonal and constantly changing, having a spot that's yours matters more than we realize. And the routines. Oh, the routines. We spend so much of life trying to break free of routine, thinking that spontaneity is where meaning lives. Thinking that adventure and novelty are what make life worth living. And maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe we do need breaks from routine. Maybe we do need to shake things up sometimes. But there's a deep comfort in routine, isn't there? In knowing what comes next. In the familiar rhythm of days. In the predictable pattern of ordinary life. The way you move through your morning. The order you do things. The way you prepare for the day. It's not exciting, but it's grounding. It anchors you, tells you who you are. It gives shape to time that would otherwise feel formless. The way you come home in the evening, the things you do first, taking off your shoes, setting down your keys, maybe changing your clothes, maybe checking the mail. These small rituals mark the transition. They say, the outside world is done for now. You're back in your space. You're home. The evening light through the same window. Different from morning light. Softer. More golden. More forgiving. The way it makes everything glow. The way it signals that the day is winding down. That rest is coming. That you can let go now. The sounds of neighbors coming home. The rhythm of other lives around you. The sounds that tell you you're not alone. That you're part of something. Part of a community, even if you never speak to these people. Even if you don't know their names. They're there. Living their lives near yours. And there's a comfort in that. In the ambient presence of others. The feeling of taking off your shoes after a long day and setting them by the door. That moment of relief. Of release. Of being done with the world's demands and returning to your own small kingdom. Your own private realm. Where you make the rules. Where you can be completely yourself. These are not small things. These are not meaningless things. These are the things that make us feel held. These are the things that make us feel human. These are the things that, when we're old and looking back, we'll remember with such clarity it will surprise us. We'll remember the light, the sounds, the routines, the chair, the cup, the ordinary beauty of ordinary days in our ordinary home. Home holds us, even when we don't realize it, even when we're busy or distracted or wishing we were somewhere else, even when we're taking it all for granted. Home is there, steady, constant, patient, waiting for us to notice, waiting for us to return, always waiting, and we do return, again and again, because that's what home is for. It's the place we leave from and come back to, the center point, the anchor, the constant in a world of variables. A home is just walls and rooms until it's filled with people, until it's filled with love, with voices, with presence, with laughter, with arguments, with all the messy, beautiful, complicated truth of human beings trying to live together, trying to love each other, trying to make it work day after day. Think of the people who have shared your home, the ones who lived there with you, the ones who visited, the ones who sat at your table, the ones who slept in your rooms, the ones who walked through your door and somehow became part of the place, part of the walls, part of the air, their presence soaking into everything, becoming inseparable from the house itself. Maybe you shared a home with parents, with siblings, with people who knew you before you knew yourself, before you had words, before you had memories. They were there. They were your first experience of home, of belonging, of being part of something larger than yourself. There were arguments, surely. There always are when people live together. Slammed doors, raised voices, hurt feelings, all the friction that comes from people learning to be people together, from individuals trying to become a family, from different needs and wants and ways of being trying to coexist in the same small space. You remember some of those arguments, don't you? The ones that felt so important at the time. The ones that made you storm off to your room and close the door and feel like no one understood you. Like you were alone even though the house was full of people. Like home was the last place you wanted to be. But there was also love. There was also forgiveness. There was also the quiet understanding that this was where you belonged to each other. That family meant coming back. Meant saying sorry. Meant sitting at the same table again the next morning and passing the butter and moving forward. Not forgetting, but continuing. And there were the good times too. The times when the house felt full in the best way. Full of warmth and laughter and the sense that everything was right. Birthday celebrations. Holiday gatherings. Ordinary evenings when everyone was home and everyone was happy and the house felt alive with connection. Those moments. They're still there, aren't they? Still alive in the walls. Still present in the rooms. You can almost hear the laughter. Almost see the faces. Almost feel the warmth of being together. Of being loved. Of loving. Maybe you shared a home with a partner. Someone you chose. Someone who became your companion through the years. Your person. Your other half. The one who knew you best. Who saw you first thing in the morning and last thing at night. Who knew your habits and your moods and your silence. You learned each other's rhythms, the way they moved through the house, where they kept things, what time they woke up, how long they took in the bathroom, what they looked like when they were concentrating, when they were relaxed, when they were worried, when they were happy. You learned how they moved through the morning, whether they were talkers or silent, whether they needed coffee before they could function, whether they liked music or preferred quiet. All the small details that make up a life lived alongside another person. What they looked like in lamplight, in morning light, in the blue glow of evening. How their face changed over the years. New lines appearing, hair changing color. The slow transformation that you barely noticed because you saw them every day. But looking back, you can see it. The passage of time written on someone you love. What they sounded like sleeping. The particular rhythm of their breathing. Whether they snored. Whether they talked in their sleep. Whether they were still or restless. These intimate knowings. These small pieces of information that mean nothing to anyone else but mean everything to you. Because they're the proof of proximity. The evidence of sharing a life. A home shared with love is its own kind of miracle. It's ordinary and extraordinary all at once. It's making coffee for two. It's knowing how they like their eggs. It's learning to compromise on the temperature, on how to arrange the furniture, on which shows to watch, on 1,000 tiny decisions that make up a shared life. It's also hard sometimes, because love is hard, because people are complicated, because living with someone means seeing all of them. Not just the good parts, not just the easy parts, all of it, the moods, the bad days, the ways they're difficult, the ways you're difficult, the ways you hurt each other without meaning to. But you stayed, you worked through it, you learned each other, and the home held all of it. The fighting and the making up, the distance and the closeness, the hard times and the easy times, all of it. The home witnessed it all, and kept your secrets, and gave you privacy, and let you be yourselves with each other, messy and imperfect and real. Maybe you raised children in your home. Little ones who filled the rooms with noise and chaos and sticky fingerprints and endless questions. Who turned your home into something wild and exhausting and more alive than you'd ever known it could be. Who made messes you had to clean up. Who woke you in the night. Who needed you constantly, relentlessly, overwhelmingly. You remember that time, don't you? When the house was loud. When there was always something happening. Always someone calling for you. Always another need to meet. Another crisis to solve. Another mess to clean. It was exhausting. Some days you thought you couldn't do it anymore. Some days you hid in the bathroom just to get a moment alone. Just to breathe. But there was also joy. So much joy. The sound of their laughter. The way they ran through the house. The way they played. The way they saw magic in everything. The way they made you see your home through new eyes. Made you notice things you'd stopped seeing. Made everything feel new again. And even if they're grown now, even if they're gone, living their own lives in their own homes, you can still hear them sometimes. Can't you? The echo of their laughter. The ghost of their footsteps on the stairs. The phantom sound of their voice calling for you. The house remembers them. Every room holds some memory of them. Some moment. Some version of them at some age. That corner where they used to hide. That spot where they played. That room where they slept. That wall where you marked their height as they grew. All of it. Still there. Still present. Even though they're not. A home remembers the people who lived there. Especially the children. Because children fill a home in a way nothing else does. They inhabit it completely. They make it theirs. And even after they leave, even decades after they leave, the house still holds them, still knows them, still echoes with their presence. And sometimes, you shared your home with friends. The ones who showed up at your door, who became part of your life, who sat with you in the kitchen, late at night, talking about everything and nothing, who made themselves comfortable, who knew where you kept the glasses, who didn't need an invitation, who just came. Because that's what friends do. They show up. Those evenings matter. Those long conversations matter. The ones that went on for hours. The ones where you solved all the world's problems. Or didn't solve anything but felt better anyway. Just from the talking. Just from being heard. Just from the company. The people who crossed your threshold and made themselves comfortable, they mattered. They made your home bigger, warmer, fuller. They brought their own energy, their own stories, their own laughter, and they left something behind. Some trace. Some sense that they'd been there, that they'd been part of your life in this place. Even the ones who only passed through briefly. The ones you barely remember now. The distant relatives who visited once. The friends of friends who stopped by. The people who were there for a moment and then gone. They were part of it too. Part of the story of your home. Part of the life that happened within these walls. And then there are the people who are no longer here. The ones who once shared your home and now live only in memory. The ones who died, or left, or drifted away. The ones you lost, one way or another. You think of them sometimes, don't you? Late at night, in the quiet, when the house is still and you're alone with your thoughts. You remember how they moved through these rooms, how they sat in that chair, how they looked standing in that doorway, how their presence filled the space, how the house felt different when they were in it, how it felt when they left, how it feels now without them. There's a particular kind of ache that comes with this, with remembering someone who used to be here and isn't anymore, with walking through rooms that used to hold them, with sitting in the silence they left behind. It's not a sharp pain. It's softer than that, deeper, more like a permanent bruise, something you carry, something that's just part of you now. But they're not entirely gone, are they? They're still here in some way. In the memories that live in this house. In the habits you still have because of them. In the way you do things the way they taught you. In the stories you tell. In the way you remember them. They're gone. But the home remembers. You remember. Love doesn't leave a home when a person does. It stays. It settles into the corners. It becomes part of the air you breathe. It lives in the walls. In the floors. In the ceiling, everywhere. And that's a kind of comfort, isn't it? Knowing that everyone you've loved, everyone who loved you, is somehow still here. Still part of this place. Still part of you. Home is where we learn to love. Where we practice love. Where we fail at love and try again. Where we discover that love is not a feeling that visits us, but a choice we make day after ordinary day. A choice to stay. To keep trying, to forgive, to come back, to be present, to care. It's where we learn that love is both easier and harder than we thought. Easier because it can be simple, can be small, can be making coffee or asking about someone's day or sitting together in comfortable silence. Harder because it requires everything. Requires showing up. Requires being honest. Requires letting someone see you. Really see you, all of you. And the home holds all of this, all the love, all the connection, all the ways we've learned to be human together. It holds it all without judgment, without commentary. It simply receives, simply contains, simply provides the space for all of it to happen. Your home has been a witness to love, to all the forms love takes, and that makes it sacred. That makes it important. That makes it more than just a building, more than just a place. It makes it a keeper of the heart's history, a keeper of what matters most. Not every memory held in a home is easy. Not every moment was happy. We know this. We've lived long enough to know this. Life is not just joy. It's not just comfort. It's not just the good times. There were hard times too. Times when the walls felt too close. When home felt like a place you wanted to escape from. When the heaviness of life pressed down and these rooms, these familiar rooms, felt like they were holding sorrow instead of safety. Like they were trapping you instead of sheltering you. Maybe there were nights you cried. Alone in a room that was supposed to be your sanctuary. Sitting on the edge of your bed or curled up on the floor or standing at the window looking out at a world that felt too hard. Too much. And the home couldn't fix it. Couldn't make it better. Could only witness. Could only hold the space for your pain. Maybe there were conversations that hurt. Words that couldn't be taken back. Things said in anger or frustration or pain that left marks. That changed things. That made the home feel different afterward. Less safe. Less comfortable. More complicated. Silences that stretched too long. The cold silences. The ones full of resentment. The ones where you moved through the same space as someone but couldn't speak. Couldn't reach each other. Couldn't find a way back to connection. And the home felt hollow then. Empty even when it was full. Because the real emptiness was between people, not in the rooms. Maybe there was loss. Someone who should have been there, wasn't. Someone who should have come home, never did. And the house felt empty in a way it hadn't before. In a way it might never stop feeling. You moved through the rooms and they felt different. Colder. Quieter. Wrong. The absence of a person changes a home. It changes the air. Changes the light. Changes the sound. Everything is the same and nothing is the same. Their chair is still there but no one sits in it. Their things are still there but they don't mean anything anymore. They're just objects now. Just stuff. No longer connected to the life that gave them meaning. And you had to learn to live with that. Had to learn to move through a home that felt haunted by absence. Had to learn to be in rooms that reminded you constantly of who wasn't there. Who would never be there again. It was hard. It is hard. It doesn't stop being hard. Maybe there were times when you struggled. When money was tight. When the bills piled up and you didn't know how you'd pay them. When the roof needed fixing or the furnace broke or something essential stopped working and you couldn't afford to fix it. And home, which should have been a refuge, felt like a responsibility too heavy to carry. Like a weight. Like something you might lose. The stress of that. The worry. The nights lying awake doing calculations in your head. Trying to figure out how to make it work. How to keep going. How to keep this home. This place that mattered so much. This place you couldn't afford to lose. But might lose anyway. Or maybe there were times when you were sick. Really sick. When your body betrayed you and you had to stay home, had to stay in bed, had to rely on others. When the home became smaller. When your world shrank to just these few rooms. Just this bed. And you wondered if you'd ever be well again. Ever be yourself again. Ever get back to the life you had before. Or maybe there were times when something broke in you. When depression settled in. When anxiety took hold. When the weight of life became too much and you couldn't see a way forward. And the home, instead of being a comfort, just reminded you of all the things you couldn't do. All the ways you were failing. All the ways you weren't enough. These things are true. They're part of the story too. We can't talk about home, about life, without acknowledging the hard parts. The painful parts. The parts we'd rather forget but can't. They're woven into everything else. Into the fabric of the place. Into our experience of it. But here's what else is true. You survived those times. You moved through them. You're here now. Still here. Still breathing. Still in your home. Or in a different home. But alive. Present. Real. The hard nights gave way to morning. Maybe not right away. Maybe it took a long time. But they did. The sun came up again. Light returned. And you got up. You kept going. You did what had to be done. You survived. The sorrow, as deep as it was, didn't last forever. It changed. It shifted. It became something you could carry instead of something that crushed you. It became part of you. Part of your story. part of who you are. But it didn't destroy you. You're still here. The weight lifted, or you grew strong enough to carry it. Sometimes both. Sometimes neither. Sometimes you just learn to live with it. To accept that this is how life is. That weight is part of it. That we carry things. That we bear things. And that's okay. That's human. That's what we do. The emptiness slowly filled again, or you learned to live with the space that remained. You learned that absence doesn't have to be enemy. That empty spaces in a home, empty spaces in a heart, they can just be. They don't have to be filled. They can exist. They can be acknowledged. They can be part of the whole. This home held you through all of it. Through the good and the bad. Through the joy and the pain. Through the easy times and the impossible times. It didn't solve anything. Couldn't solve anything. It's just a place. Just walls and floors and a roof. It can't fix a broken heart or heal a sick body or solve financial problems or cure depression. But it was there. Steady. Constant. Waiting. A place to return to after the hard days. A place to rest after the long battles. A place to be yourself, even when yourself was broken or struggling or barely holding on. It didn't judge. It didn't demand. It simply remained. And something happened in those difficult times. Something you might not have noticed while you were in the middle of it. While you were just trying to survive. Just trying to get through another day. Something changed in you. You grew. You deepened. You became more real. The struggles we face in our homes, in our lives, they make us who we are. They strip away the unnecessary. They show us what matters. They teach us what we're capable of. They reveal strengths we didn't know we had. They show us that we can endure more than we imagined. That even broken, we can keep going. That even in pain, we can find moments of peace. That even in loss, we can find meaning. And the home witnesses this. It holds the evidence of your strength. The rooms know what you've overcome. The walls have heard your tears and your laughter both. They've held you in your worst moments and your best. They don't judge. They don't keep score. They simply remain. Simply witness. Simply provide the space for all of it to happen. There is no home without some sadness in it. No life without some loss. No existence without some pain. That's just the truth of being alive. Of being human. But that doesn't diminish the beauty. It deepens it. It makes the light more precious. It makes the quiet more sacred. It makes the simple act of being here, now, in this moment, something to be grateful for. Because you could have given up. There were probably times when you wanted to. When it all felt too hard. Too much. Too heavy. But you didn't. You kept going. You held on. You made it through. And that matters. That means something. That's worth acknowledging. You have lived through much. And your home has lived through it with you. It has been your partner in survival. Your companion in struggle. Your witness in pain. And it has held you. Always held you. Through everything. And it still holds you now. Sometimes late at night, we ask ourselves the big questions. The ones that feel too large to hold. What does it all mean? What was the point? Did my life matter? Will I be remembered? Did I do enough? Was I enough? These questions feel enormous in the darkness. They feel urgent, important, like we should have answers. Like somewhere, somehow, we should have figured this out by now. Like there's a test we're supposed to have studied for and we didn't. Like we're failing at something fundamental. But maybe the answer isn't something we find by thinking. Maybe it's not something we figure out with our minds. Maybe it's something we find by remembering, by noticing, by looking around at this place we call home and recognizing what it holds, what it means, what it represents. Meaning isn't hiding somewhere else. It isn't in some great achievement or distant accomplishment. It isn't in awards or recognition or things other people can see and measure. It's here, right here, in the life you lived, In the ordinary days that added up to years. In the small choices you made over and over to keep going. To show up. To try. Meaning is in the morning you made breakfast for someone you love. In the way you poured the coffee, buttered the toast, set the table. In the small act of care. Of providing. Of nurturing. That mattered. That was meaning. Meaning is in the evening you sat quietly, too tired to do anything else. Too worn out from the day to be productive or useful or impressive. Just sitting. Just being. Just existing in your home, in your body, in your life. That mattered too. That was meaning. Because existing is not nothing. Being present is not nothing. Taking up space in the world is not nothing. Meaning is in the night you comforted a child, or a partner, or a friend, or yourself. When you got up in the dark and went to them. When you held them. When you said the words that needed saying. When you were there. Present. Available. Open. That was meaning. That was purpose. That was the point. Meaning is in the moment you forgave yourself, or someone else, or both. When you let go of the anger. When you released the resentment. When you decided that holding on to pain was hurting you more than the original wound. That took courage. That took wisdom. That was meaningful. We spend so much time thinking meaning should be grand, important, visible, something others can see and measure and applaud. We think meaning should come from career achievements, from accomplishments, from recognition, from making a mark on the world that everyone can see. But meaning is quiet. It's personal. It lives in the tiny moments that no one else witnessed. The moments that wouldn't make sense to anyone else but mean everything to you. The moments that shaped you, changed you, made you more human. The way you tended to your home. The way you kept things running. The way you created a space, however imperfect, for yourself and others. That mattered. That was meaning. It might not seem like much. It might not seem important. But it was. It is. Every time you cleaned. Every time you repaired something. Every time you made a meal. Every time you paid a bill. Every time you did the thankless work of maintaining a life, maintaining a home, you were doing something meaningful. You were participating in existence. You were caring. You were trying. And that matters. The conversations you had in this kitchen. The ones late at night. The ones over coffee in the morning. The ones during dinner. The ones while washing dishes. They mattered. The words exchanged. The stories told. The laughter shared. The problems discussed. The comfort offered. All of it. Meaningful. Important. Real. The laughter in this living room. Do you remember? The times when something was funny. When joy bubbled up. When you couldn't stop laughing. When your sides hurt. When tears ran down your face from laughing so hard. Those moments. They were meaning. They were the point. They were life being fully lived. The tears in this bedroom. The private tears. The ones no one saw. The ones you cried alone. They were meaningful too. Because they were honest. Because they were real. Because they meant you felt things deeply. You cared. You were affected by life. You weren't numb. You weren't disconnected. You were alive. Fully, painfully, beautifully alive. The silence in this hallway. The times you stood there, between rooms, between moments, just being. Not doing anything. Not going anywhere. Just standing. Just breathing. Just existing. That was meaningful too. Because sometimes just existing is all we can do. And it's enough. It's always enough. Every single moment was real. Was important. Was part of the vast, intricate web of existence. You were part of that web. You are part of it. Your life, your home, your ordinary days, they're all connected to everything else. To everyone else. In ways you can't see or measure but that are real nonetheless. You don't need to have changed the world. You don't need to have left a legacy that everyone remembers. You don't need to have been famous or important or influential. You simply need to have lived, truly lived, with presence, with care, with whatever love and strength you could manage. And you did. You have. You are doing it right now. Right this moment. You're here. You're alive. You're in your home. You're breathing. You're being. And that is meaningful. That is purposeful. That is the point of it all. This home is proof of that. It's proof that you built a life. Day by day. Room by room. Moment by moment. Choice by choice. It's not perfect. It was never meant to be. Perfect isn't real. Perfect isn't human. But it's real. And it's yours. And that is enough. That is more than enough. That is everything. The meaning of life isn't something we find. It's something we create. Something we live. Something we embody. And you've been doing that all along. Every day you got up. Every day you kept going. Every day you tried. Every day you cared. Every day you existed in this home, in this life, you were creating meaning. You were the meaning. You are the meaning. Your life, exactly as it is, exactly as it was, is meaningful. Not because of what you achieved, but because you lived it, because you felt it, because you were here, present, real, human, and that will always be enough. There are things in your life that didn't go the way you planned. We all have them. The list is long, isn't it? The paths we didn't take, the choices we regret, the opportunities we missed, the words we wish we'd said or wish we hadn't, the people we've lost, the time we wasted, the dreams that never came true, the versions of ourselves we never became. It's easy to dwell on these things, especially at night, especially when we're alone with our thoughts, especially when the house is quiet and there's nothing to distract us from the endless loop of what-ifs and if-onlys and why-didn'ts. It's easy to wonder what might have been if only we'd done something different. If only we'd known then what we know now. If only we'd been braver, smarter, stronger, better. If only life had been fairer, easier, kinder. We replay the moments, the decisions, the turning points. We imagine different outcomes, different lives, different versions of ourselves living in different homes with different people making different choices. And sometimes this alternate reality seems so real, so vivid, so possible that it hurts. It hurts to know it never happened, never will happen. That this, right here, this life we're living, is the only one we get. But here's the truth, and it's a gentle truth, a kind truth. A truth that doesn't demand anything from you except perhaps a softening, a releasing, a letting go. Those regrets, those what-ifs, they're part of the story too. And they don't diminish your life. They don't make it less meaningful. They don't make it a failure. They make it human. They make it real. They make it yours. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. That's not an excuse. That's just the truth. You made choices with the information you had, with the person you were then, with the circumstances you were in. You couldn't have known what you know now. You couldn't have been who you are now. You were who you were, and you did what you did. And that's okay. You loved as well as you could. Sometimes it was enough. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes you loved perfectly and it still didn't work out. Sometimes you loved imperfectly and somehow it did. Love is like that. Unpredictable. Uncontrollable. Not something we can perfect or master. Just something we do. Something we offer. Something we hope will be enough. You tried as hard as you could. Maybe not every single day. Maybe there were days when you gave up. Days when you didn't try at all. Days when you just survived. Just existed. Just barely made it through. But that's okay too. That's human too. We can't be at our best all the time. We can't try hard all the time. Sometimes just breathing is trying hard enough. And sometimes it was enough, and sometimes it wasn't, and that's simply how life works. We don't get to control the outcomes. We don't get to guarantee success. We can only do our part, make our choices, live our lives, and then let go of the rest. Let go of the need to have done it perfectly. Let go of the need to have it all work out. Let go of the burden of regret. Not everything can be fixed. Not everything can be undone. Not everything can be changed. Some things are simply done, past, over, part of history, and we can't go back. We can't revise. We can only accept, only acknowledge, only make peace with what was. But everything can be accepted. Everything can be held with compassion, including yourself, especially yourself. Most importantly, yourself. Look around your home right now. Even if you can't see it in the darkness, you know it's there. You know what it looks like. You know its flaws. You know what's broken, what needs fixing, what's not quite right, what's imperfect. This place that has held your life. It's not perfect. There are things you might wish were different. Things you might want to change. Things you might be embarrassed about. Things you might feel you should have done differently. But it's home. It's yours. And there's a deep peace in accepting it as it is. Not in resignation. Not in defeat. But in recognition. In acknowledgement. In the simple truth that this is what it is. This is where you are. This is the home you have. And it's enough. The same is true for your life. For yourself. You are not perfect. You never were. You never needed to be. That was never the requirement. That was never the point. You are simply human. Beautifully, messily, completely human. You've made mistakes. You've had regrets. You've failed. You've fallen short. You've hurt people. You've hurt yourself. You've been hurt. You've struggled. You've suffered. You've survived. And that is something to be grateful for. Not the struggle itself. Not the suffering. But the fact that you made it through. The fact that you're still here. Still in your home. Still alive. Still capable of this quiet moment of reflection. Still able to think. To feel. To remember. To be. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything was good. It's not about denying the pain or the struggle or the disappointment. It's not about toxic positivity or forcing yourself to be happy about things that genuinely hurt. That's not what this is. Gratitude is about recognizing that despite everything, despite all the hardship and disappointment and loss and pain, you're still here. You're still breathing, still feeling, still present, still human. And there's something profound in that. Something worth acknowledging. Something worth being thankful for. You have this home. However imperfect it is. However much it might not be the home you dreamed of. It's yours. It's real. It's here. And it has sheltered you. Protected you. Held you. Given you a place to be. A place to belong. A place to exist. That's a gift. That's something to be grateful for. You have this room. This bed. This space. This moment. Right now. This quiet. This stillness. This peace. However temporary it might be. However fleeting. It's real. It's here. It's yours. And that's something. That's enough. Think of the small gifts your home has given you. The shelter from storms. The literal storms. The rain and wind and snow and heat. The metaphorical storms. The chaos of life. The demands of the world. Home has been your shelter from all of it. Your refuge. Your fortress. Your safe place. The warmth in winter. The feeling of coming inside from the cold. Of closing the door on the wind. Of warming your hands. Of being protected from the harshness outside. That's a gift. A daily gift. One you might not even notice anymore. But it's there. Always there. The coolness in summer. The relief from heat. The ability to rest. To be comfortable. To escape the oppressive warmth. That too is a gift. Another daily blessing that's easy to take for granted but shouldn't be. The privacy to be yourself. To let your guard down. To stop performing. To stop pretending. To just be. However you are. Whatever you're feeling. However you look. However you sound. Home gives you that. The privacy. The permission. The space to be completely, utterly yourself. The safety to rest. To close your eyes. To sleep. To be vulnerable. To be unconscious. To trust that you'll be okay. That's not a small thing. That's everything. Without that safety, without that ability to rest, we couldn't survive. We couldn't function. Home gives us that. Night after night. Year after year. These are not small things. These are everything. These are the foundational needs of human existence. Shelter, safety, privacy, rest. And your home has given you all of them. Consistently, faithfully, without asking for anything in return except perhaps that you care for it, that you maintain it, that you keep it going. Think of the meals you've eaten here. Thousands of them. Tens of thousands of them. Some were special. Celebrations. Gatherings. Important occasions. But most were ordinary. Just food. Just fuel. Just the daily act of nourishing yourself. Of keeping yourself alive. And every single one mattered. Every single one was part of your survival. Part of your life. Think of the sleep you found here. The countless nights. The countless hours. The way you've laid down, closed your eyes, and let yourself go. Let yourself drift into unconsciousness. Let yourself rest. Let yourself heal. Because that's what sleep does. It heals us, restores us, prepares us for another day. Think of the healing that happened within these walls when you were sick or hurt. The times you stayed in bed. The times you rested. The times you let your body do what it needed to do. Your home held you through that. Gave you a place to be weak. To be vulnerable. To recover. That's not nothing. That's a profound gift. The way this place has held you again and again, without asking for anything in return. Just being here. Just existing. Just providing. That's what home does. That's its purpose. Its function. Its gift. Your home doesn't judge you. It doesn't measure your worth. It doesn't care if you're successful or unsuccessful, rich or poor, young or old, healthy or sick, beautiful or not, accomplished or not. It simply exists for you. It simply provides. It simply is. And you've existed for it. You've cared for it in whatever ways you could. However imperfectly, however inconsistently, you've kept it going. You've maintained it. You've lived in it. You've made it a home through the simple act of being there, of returning, of staying. And that's a beautiful exchange, a beautiful relationship, a beautiful reciprocity. You give to your home gives to you, and together you've created something, a life, a space, a story, and it's been enough. It's been more than enough. It's been everything. Acceptance brings peace. Not the peace of having everything you want. Not the peace of perfection. Not the peace of no problems. But the peace of being okay with what is. Of releasing the grip on what should have been. Of letting go of the endless striving for something different, something better, something more. What you have is enough. Right now. In this moment. This home. This life. This breath. This heartbeat. This existence. It's enough. It's always been enough. You've just been too busy striving, too busy comparing, too busy regretting to notice. What you've done is enough. The life you've lived. The choices you've made. The way you've shown up, the way you've tried, the way you've loved, the way you've survived. It's enough. You don't need to have done more. You don't need to have been more. You were enough. You did enough. Who you are is enough. Right here, right now, in this home, in this body, in this life, in this moment, you are enough. Not because of what you've accomplished, not because of what you've achieved, not because of what anyone else thinks, but simply because you exist, simply because you are, simply because you're human. And that's always been enough. Right here, right now, in this home, in this life, in this moment. Enough. More than enough. Everything. The home you're in tonight has seen you age. It has watched you move more slowly than you once did. It has held you as your body changed, as your energy shifted, as time left its marks on you, as you became someone different from who you were. Not worse, not less, just different, older, changed. Our culture often treats aging as something to fear, as loss, as decline, as the end of meaning, as the end of mattering, as something to fight against, to resist, to deny, to hide. We're supposed to stay young, look young, act young, be young, as if youth is the only thing that has value, as if aging is a failure, a tragedy, a thing to be ashamed of. But that's not the whole truth, is it? That's not what you've learned by living. That's not what you've discovered in these years, in this home, in this life. Aging is also depth. It's also wisdom. It's also the accumulation of all the years, all the experiences, all the understanding you've gathered. You know things now that you couldn't have known when you were younger. You understand things that can only be understood through time, through living, through surviving, through witnessing, through being present for all of it. You know that most things that seem urgent aren't. You've seen enough crises come and go to know that very few things are actually emergencies. Very few things actually matter as much as they seem to matter in the moment. Most things pass. Most things resolve. Most things turn out to be less important than they felt. You know that most things that seem important fade. The things you worried about 20 years ago, where are they now? Gone. Forgotten. Irrelevant. The things that seemed so crucial, so vital, so necessary. They didn't matter as much as you thought. They weren't as important as they felt. Time has shown you that. Experience has taught you that. You know that what matters is smaller and simpler than you once thought. Not the big things. Not the impressive things. Not the things other people see and admire. But the small things. The quiet things. The ordinary things. Connection. Kindness. Presence. Peace. Being with the people you love. Having a place to rest. Feeling safe. Feeling held. These are what matter. These have always mattered. You just didn't know it when you were young. You don't need to prove anything anymore. That's one of the gifts of aging. The freedom that comes from no longer needing to prove your worth, your value, your capabilities. You've done that already. You've spent decades proving yourself, performing, achieving, striving, trying to be enough, trying to be impressive, trying to matter. But now you know. You know you don't need to do that anymore. You know your worth isn't determined by what you accomplish. Your value isn't measured by what you achieve. You matter simply because you exist. Simply because you're human. Simply because you're here. And that's a truth that age teaches us. That time reveals to us. You don't need to perform. You don't need to put on a show. You don't need to be anything other than what you are. You can just be. Just exist. Just take up space. Just breathe. Just rest. And that's okay. That's more than okay. That's exactly right. There's a profound freedom in that. A lightness that comes from letting go of the weight of expectation, of other people's opinions, of society's demands, of your own impossible standards, of the endless pressure to be more, do more, achieve more. You can set all that down now. You can release it. You can be free. Your home has aged with you. It too has accumulated marks and wear, things that need fixing, things that have faded, things that aren't quite what they used to be. The paint isn't as fresh. The floors aren't as smooth. The systems aren't as new. Things creak. Things leak. Things break. That's what happens with time, with use, with life. But it's still standing, still sheltering you, still doing its job, quietly, faithfully, without complaint. It doesn't apologize for its age. It doesn't try to hide its wear. It simply is what it is. An aging home, a lived-in home, a real home. And there's dignity in that. There's beauty in that. There's something beautiful about an old home, about a lived-in home. The wear tells a story. The imperfections are evidence of use, of life, of time. A perfectly pristine home has no story. It has no history. It has no soul. It's just a space, just a building, just walls and floors and a roof. But yours has a story. Your home has a history. Your home has a soul. Every scuff, every mark, every repair is a chapter. Every stain, every crack, every worn spot is evidence of life lived, of people moving through, of time passing, of existence happening. And the same is true for you. The lines on your face are not flaws. They're not signs of decline. They're not evidence of failure. They're maps of your life. Each one tells a story. Stories of laughter. The lines around your eyes, they're from smiling, from joy, from all the times something delighted you, something amused you, something made you laugh until your face hurt. Stories of worry. The lines on your forehead, the ones that appeared during the hard times, the times when you carried weight, when you felt responsible, when you cared deeply about something, someone, when you tried to figure things out, to solve problems, to make things better. Stories of concentration, the lines around your mouth, from all the times you focused, all the times you paid attention, all the times you were present, all the times you were engaged with life, with work, with people, with whatever you were doing. Stories of joy, stories of sorrow, stories of anger, stories of peace. Every expression you've ever made, every emotion you've ever felt, they're all there, written on your face, visible, honest, real. Your body, in whatever state it's in now, has carried you through everything. Every triumph and every tragedy, every ordinary day and every extraordinary moment, every single experience of your life. Your body was there, holding you, supporting you, keeping you alive, keeping you going. It deserves gratitude, not judgment. It deserves appreciation, not criticism. It deserves respect, not shame. It has done so much for you, more than you probably realize, more than you probably acknowledge. It has been your faithful companion, your vehicle, your home within your home. And it's still here, still functioning, still carrying you, still doing its job. You move differently now than you once did, perhaps more carefully, perhaps more slowly, perhaps with more thought, perhaps with some pain, perhaps with some limitation. But you also move with more intention, more awareness, more presence. You notice things you didn't notice before. The way the light falls, the way the air feels, the texture of surfaces, the sounds around you, the small details that you used to rush past, that you used to overlook, that you used to ignore. Now you see them. Now you notice them. Now they matter. This slowness is not a loss. It's a gift. It allows you to be present in a way you couldn't be when you were rushing through life. when you were busy, when you were distracted, when you were always thinking about the next thing, always hurrying to get somewhere else, always focused on the future. Now you can be here, in this moment, in this place, in this home, in this body, in this life. And that's a profound gift. That's what aging gives us, if we let it. If we don't fight it. If we accept it. Presence. Awareness. The ability to be fully where we are. It allows you to savor the simple things. To find meaning in the quiet. To recognize that just being here, just existing in this home, in this moment, is enough. Is valuable. Is meaningful. Is everything. This slowness, this carefulness, this awareness. It's not decline, it's wisdom. It's the fruit of all these years. It's what you've earned, what you've learned, what time has given you. Your home holds all of this, all of who you've been, all the versions of yourself that have lived here. The young person you were, the middle-aged person you became, the older person you are now. All of it, all of them, all of you. It doesn't see you as diminished. It doesn't see you as less. It sees you as complete, as whole, as exactly who you're meant to be. And maybe that's the real wisdom of aging. Learning to see yourself the way your home sees you. With acceptance, with patience, with love, without judgment, without comparison, without regret. Just seeing, just accepting, just being. You are not less because you're older. You're more experienced, more knowing, more real, more yourself. The years have revealed you, have refined you, have shown you who you really are. And that's a gift. That's wisdom. That's the truth of aging. You're lying here now, in the darkness, listening to these words. And I want you to know something. Something true. Something important. Something you might have forgotten, or never quite believed, or need to hear again. Your life has mattered. Your bed. In this quiet moment. It's okay to close your eyes and let yourself drift. It's okay to rest. It's okay to sleep. It's okay to just be. You've done enough. You've been enough. You are enough. Not because of anything external. Not because of anything you've accomplished. But simply because you exist. Simply because you're human. Simply because you're here. And that's always been enough. That will always be enough. That is enough right now. This home knows that. These walls know that. The roof that's sheltered you. The floors that have held you. The rooms that have contained your life. They know. They've witnessed. They understand. You've been enough for them. You've been everything they needed. Just by being here. Just by living here. Just by making this place your home. And somewhere deep inside, beneath all the doubt and worry and questioning and fear and uncertainty, you know it too. You know you've been enough. You know you've mattered. You know your life has had meaning. You know. You've always known. You just forget sometimes. You just need reminding sometimes. And that's okay. That's human. That's normal. So here's the reminder. You matter. Your life matters. Everything you've done matters. Everything you've been matters. You are enough. You've always been enough. You will always be enough. Not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Because you exist. Because you're here. Because you're human. Because you're alive. And that's everything. That's all that's ever been required. That's all that will ever be required. Just being. Just existing. Just living. Just being here. In this home. In this life. In this moment. That's enough. That's more than enough. That's everything. The night is deep now. The world is sleeping. And you should sleep too. You should let yourself rest. You've earned it. You've earned this peace. You've earned this quiet. You've earned this moment of complete and utter rest. This home will be here when you wake. These rooms will hold you through the night. The walls will stand. The roof will shelter. The floor will support. Everything will be okay. Everything will be here. Everything will be as it should be. You're safe. You're held. You're home. You don't need to solve anything right now. You don't need to figure anything out. You don't need to worry about tomorrow. You don't need to plan. You don't need to think. You don't need to do anything at all except breathe. Softly, slowly, easily, naturally. Let your body sink into the bed. Feel the weight of it, the heaviness, the tiredness. Let it all settle. Let it all release. Let the weight of the day lift away. Let the concerns drift off. Let the worries float away. They'll be there tomorrow if you need them. But right now, they can rest too. Everything can rest. Let the thoughts quiet down, one by one, like lights turning off in a building. One window dark, then another, until there's just darkness, just quiet, just peace, just rest. The thoughts can wait. The questions can wait. Everything can wait until morning. Right now, there's just this. Just rest. Just sleep. Just peace. Think of your home around you. Feel it holding you, supporting you, keeping you safe. This is what home does. This is what it's always done. Quietly, faithfully, without asking for anything in return. Just being here. Just providing. Just sheltering. Just holding. You are held. You are safe. You are home. And that is everything you need to know right now. That's the only truth that matters in this moment. You're home. You're safe. You're held. You're okay. Everything else can wait. Everything else can fade away. Right now, there's just this. This bed. This room. This home. This moment. This breath. This heartbeat. This quiet. This peace. This rest. Let yourself drift. Let the words fade. Let the voice become distant. Let it all become background. Let it all become nothing. Let sleep come, gentle and natural, like it's always come. Like it always will. Like a tide rising. Like darkness falling. Like peace descending. Your life has been beautiful. In all its ordinary, imperfect, deeply human ways. It has been beautiful. Not perfect. Not easy. Not simple. But beautiful. Real. Meaningful. Yours. And it still is. Right now. In this moment. Your life is still beautiful. Still meaningful. Still valuable. Still yours. And it will be again tomorrow. The beauty will be there. The meaning will be there. The value will be there. It's always there. You just have to notice it. You just have to see it. You just have to accept it. But right now, just rest. Just breathe. Just be here. Just let go. Just sleep. Just peace. Just quiet. Just darkness. Just rest your home.